Hi guys, this is Feria, and this part is almost about me, and of course in this context only. And I have put some things together I'm going to share with you. But first, let's see the very last thing happened. On Monday, I was told that I have been suspended. Yes, something like less than 20 days from the end of my employment. And the reasoning, I mean, the official one, there is, well, of course, it's a scam. And it's a scam because what they accuse me of has is a normal procedure. So in my line of work, we receive positive and negative comments from people we interact with, and the positives are not very much appreciated by this company, but the negative ones are always discussed with me, my colleagues, so everybody had that. And what happened was I had two of them before my holidays, and now they say that because of that, they're going to suspend me. Well, and this had never happened to anybody, and not even to myself in all these 7 years I have been working there. And of course, I had responded to those comments, and fortunately, I had done everything based on the procedure. So, what they said that was totally and absolutely outrageous was that my responses would not be discussed during the investigation meeting. And and the fact that they practically what they did was trying to just stress me out, just to have one last run with me and their sick situation, their sick whatever. Anyways, what happened? Of course, I uh, raised a grievance. A grievance is a procedure where you can raise at your company. All companies do have a procedure regarding grievance. And when you see something not working well and somebody trying to, based on wrong information or claims or whatever, you know, do you wrong, then you can raise a grievance against that person. But really, do not raise grievance against a colleague because they gave you a cold coffee instead of warm one. That's not what is it for. So, and anyways, in my case, everything which was done or presented was against all the procedures of the company itself. Anyways, let's see. Here I have a note, of course, and until now I didn't use the note. And now let me go and see, find the line where we can go further. So, anyways, I of course objected and raised some questions about the situation. And what I first, of course, was reluctancy in responding or uh, delay in responding or not responding at all. And they also threatened me not to tell anybody about it. So if you see somebody tells you something like this, definitely foul play. Um, I guess after I publish this part, neighborhood will be flooded again with skunk mobiles, skunk bikes, and the rest. So I don't know any of them neighbors. I don't know how to apologize to them, but I hope they will find a way to protect themselves. And uh, Anyways, I know that because it happens every time after I say something. LOL. So, anyhow, what happens now is I am looking forward to see what they answer back. So, um, and I have to say something though. I have always mentioned that the company, the employer, and I would like to modify it to more precise statement. The company where I work for is really large, and they have very different industries they work in. Um, the problem is they are like people who give birth to many children without having uh, the enough resources. I mean, psychological or mental resources, whatever, is necessary to raise all those kids. Um, so this company has created different activities in different industries, and I'm sure they have put quite a lot of work in it. But they just seem not to have the control of some parts of the company. So what I'm facing here is just a fraction of that company. And it's such a pity. And to see, you know, all that work is going to get a bad name just because of some unhealthy cell growth. You know, that's really painful, I think. So now, as I said before, this part is almost about me. Why almost? Because what I'm going to describe now can happen to anybody too. So I'm not born with uh, this saying that, oh, well, this and this and this can happen only to fairy. No, it's not the case. That's the reason I think it's still very important. Um, Anyways, so let's see. Now, first, let me say something else. It's so sick to think that things like this can happen. So, this one, I just couldn't refrain from saying that. So, what happened? This week, I had a grocery delivery. So, the shop from where this grocery was delivered is a very large one and is actually my favorite here. Um, they make also some items with their own brand. And these items are mostly made at their shops themselves, and made and packaged by their employees. So what happened? Um, I had ordered my usual house bread. It was packaged in a transparent cling film um, with a price tag, and that price tag practically held the package together, and it was not sliced. So uh, that bread was never delivered like that, and I had never seen it in the shop presented like that. So, but still, I decided to not return it. Um, this bread is typically very has a very thick surface. And the reason why it's always sliced at the shop because they use certain tools to do it. It's not really practical to use the kitchen knife for it. So half an hour of struggling to cut it, slice it, but I'm not sure if it's cut or sliced. What happened next ended with a large plate full of breadcrumbs, different sizes and shapes, actually very diverse, I would say, and a knife cut on my finger. Um, I hope nobody is happy hearing that I had a knife cut on my finger. that would be really mean. So, and it hurt. So, the next day, I used a small portion of it. And very shortly after, I felt a strong disturbance in my body, uh, which I had never, never had in my life before. So, by instinct and considering different circumstances, I thought of foul play. And then followed the whole string of my of my thoughts and some jumps to the past and what had happened and not very far past. So I thought like this. It could have played out like this. I consumed more of it and got very sick. A skunk ambulance would be called. They definitely would not keep me cozy, and this is not a fantasy, I'm sure about that. Um, and in most extreme scenario, they would declare a food allergy. Well, I don't have any food or medication allergies, or pre-existent medical conditions. I do not have that neither. Suicide, I have never been suicidal in my whole life. Overdose, not with my lifestyle. And or they could infect me with some substances deliberately, or however they could hurt me. Well, I would very much like an authority to run a lab test on slice of this bread, just to make sure. And this wouldn't be the first time they had tried to hurt me physically. Um, I remember once I was still at the office, and there was a girl. I used to talk to her, and because I was so desperate to have somebody to talk about things, and even though I knew that the person could not be a sincere person. Anyways, I remember once I told her about my mom that she's aging, and if something should happen to me, she would really suffer. She laughed and told me, "Oh, they would never hurt you." Well, I think she didn't have all the information, or maybe um, the strategy changed from then. But anyways, it was sometimes around there when I still lived in LinkedIn. One evening after work, I was waiting for the train to go to gym in Myrtle. And a guy came to me and offered a ride. I said no, and he insisted, saying he was going to Myrtle as well, and pointed to his car. I just thought of it. Oh, that's such a bad pickup line, and said no again. That time I still had not encountered Noob tribe. Um, Later, when I moved to Doc, noticed that he was actually a Noob tribe, which qualified them as Section 2 and not simply a local Doc gang. Anyways, another time was when I lived in Barn, so later after that, it was one early morning, still almost dark, and almost no cars on the street. I was walking to the train station to go to work. By then, I had taught myself to look around uh, carefully, but hopefully acting casual. So you know, so a little bit more professional, uh, um, stocked uh, target. Anyways, um, at one crossroad, uh, I checked my bag because from that direction towards the train station, there were cars driving too. And at that point, I saw the half right of a guy. He was tall, slim, with dark hair and a high visibility jacket. So he was right behind me, like maybe 2, 3 steps away. And then there was this black sedan, but not with dark windows, not with dark windows, just moving slowly, slowly next to him. Okay, and when I saw that, I just walked away at a faster pace, and later at work, I told my colleagues about it. Um, One of my colleagues said, it would take them 5 seconds to put you in the car. I said, no, at least 10. Anyways, it was not something nice, and that was what triggered me to go for the first time to a police station in Barn. And the third time, I'm almost sure it was not going to end well, was recently, actually like 3 months ago, when the cab company would deny me cab practically, unofficially, and I was stuck in that petrol station. Uh, I'm not sure what would be happening, what would happen if I couldn't get that cab in the petrol station, and if he had not agreed to drop me home. So I would say that one also something that could could hurt me, well, physically, well, mentally is something else, psychologically, that I'm being hurt for a very long time. But I think there is something about me, and I think that's a superpower of everybody who knows that they're not doing anything wrong, and that that's a total superpower. I really believe in that. So, anyways, now um, about barking at the trees. You know, there is this proverb, barking at a tree. So that's why I titled it like that, because I'm just trying to figure out where the barking is directed. And this is to wannabe criminals, and also everybody else. I think actually, and now I have to change my statement that I didn't want criminals to hear these recordings. I think it's actually good if they do it, because this might give them some ideas they hadn't thought of before. Well, we will see. Anyways, first of all, this if uh, this is directed to criminals. If this is for you a competition, you are barking at a very wrong tree. I have never been competitive in my whole life. Uh, I am ambitious. I have always been ambitious, but doing my own thing, I never looked or competed with anybody to see what they do, what they do not do, or if I'm better or worse than them. I just did my own thing. So definitely wrong tree if it's about competition. So, but if you want to show intimidation and injustice always win, then you are barking at a very, very right tree, because I never tolerated lies, dishonesty, injustice towards myself or anybody else, no matter what. And I had faced some consequences, but I think it was all worth it. I'm very, very proud of that. So, another if. If you want to make an example of me, boasting how capable you are still barking at the wrong tree. And you know why? Everybody can see the total imbalance in our assets. So, nothing glorifying really, isn't it? So, and by the way, do you always make sure of imbalance to exist before targeting anybody? Just give it a thought. And another if I remind you of somebody who took away your girlfriend, well, I'm not gay. So, if instead I remind you of somebody who took away your boyfriend, I have not been in any relationship since I am here. So, practically a monk. Um, and about this, hurting and sabotaging me does not drive your demons away. Do it the hard way. Work on yourself. I know this is scary, but that's the only way it works. So, another if, well, there will be a lot of ifs actually. So, if you're bored, go play hockey or I don't know, put a video on TikTok or whatever. Um, and if you're angry, kickboxing helps. Don't do it with the cushions because the cushions, if you tore them, then you have to throw them away, and it's not good for the environment, really. So if you do it to join something, side like a sort of initiation, just check the post stupidity theory. I have put it on the page. You can see it. And if you are a racist, see the post psychopaths and take the test. There are also some other articles, but not on the page, so you can find on internet. Um, you might actually be hiding under racism to justify who you are, things you do. So just make sure of your identity. If you are a bigot, I don't know how to deal with it, honestly. And if I find anything helpful on that, we'll post it here. Just a reminder, bigots are the cause of lots of pain in the world. They have always caused a lot of pain, and they have caused a lot of practically stopping from moving forward in the world since centuries. So I'm not sure how complementary is that. Anyways, if it's about jealousy or envy, you may be underestimating yourself. Work on it. And something else, blowing someone else's candle doesn't make yours shine brighter. That was another post I had on the page, and that's really true. And if this is how you identify yourself, well, define yourself as what kind of criminal you are. So there have been criminals with principles in the world. Just check for a gentleman bank robber or kind bank robber or stuff like that, and you will see that there have been also people who had certain principles, even doing the worst things. Well, that's not, of course, something everybody can do. And then, if you think you are doing this for a cause, just think about what cause can justify being so cruel and destructive. People who engage in a cause do it with donations, emotional support, or stuff like this, something human. So, what do you donate? Hate? And how that helps? Um, that's it. So, I hope it has not been very one-sided, but anyway, it is 24 minutes until now, and I think this is the latest part I ever recorded. Oh, sorry about that. And have the rest of the nice Sunday. Have a good week.